And Irene used to be a teacher, so you know where that resiliency came from with the BCTF. And thanks that they got a new collective agreement because of what their stand was. I want to introduce Fin Donnelly. And unlike James Moore, Fin came to our picnic. And so did Peter Julian, but he had to leave. So he made a speech in front of Moore's office, and Fin's going to make one here. Thank you very much, Fin. He's my MP from my riding. I'm proud to have an NDP MP. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, John. It's great to be here. Welcome to Port Moody. What a fantastic day to have a barbecue, so it's great that you're here. Now, I understand a group went off to see Member of Parliament James Moore walked off to his office. Was he there? Was he there? Was he? You know what? Even if he was there, he wouldn't be listening. He is not listening to your issues and your concerns. That's typical of the Harper government. They are not listening to working people in this country.
Shame.
It is why they are shutting down the Postal Service. It's why they agree to ending door-to-door service. It's why they agree to the cuts. It's why they're agreeing to lose the service that we value in this country. Is that acceptable to you?
No!
Absolutely not. It's also why they're attacking working people across the country with legislation like Bill C-377, a blatant attack on workers in this country. They have an agenda. As Irene mentioned, they have an agenda that they want to erode our public service in this country. They want to shut down good-paying public jobs that support families and create communities. And that is not what we want to see. It's one of the highlights, I have to say, though, in fighting back on this legislation was, I'm sure you remember when they tried to lock out, when they did lock out postal workers in this country. Exactly. And so we fought back as official opposition. The NDP pulled a filibuster, and it was one of the highlights in my legislative career was to go 24 hours to try and shut down their aggressive agenda.
Thank you.
And I got a lot of support, and so did a lot of the NDP members that got up and was fighting against this regime, and we have to keep doing that. Absolutely. Yes, loss of Jack. We also have to fight back on this aggressive agenda. That's where we need your help. I want to mention that obviously there's going to be an election coming up next year, a federal election. We're going to be in a tough fight. Now, Tom Mulcair is our new leader. We have almost 100 MPs right across the country. We represent every region. We represent youth. We represent workers. We represent a lot of interest in this country, but we are going to need your help. In ridings like mine, right here, I will be shifting. Right now I represent New Westminster, Coquitlam, and Port Moody, but after the writ is dropped, it'll shift to a riding called Port Moody, Coquitlam. Now I will lose New Westminster and I will gain the other half of Port Moody, Anmore, and Belcarra, putting my fight and my seat in jeopardy. So I will need each one of you, your help. It's why we were out. We had a day of action a couple of months ago. We had Canadian Union and Postal Workers out with me knocking on doors to ask people what they think of losing door-to-door service in the community. Overwhelming response. They do not want to see door-to-door service ended in our country. They want to fight back. So we had a huge number of people signing petitions and support. You have a lot of support across the country in communities like this. But again, we need to encourage people that are not as organized and as passionate as you are to come out and fight for issues. We need to get them off the couch, off, not complacent, and willing to work for issues and save our country and take back our country. And I'm going to be calling on you. I have my nomination tomorrow, and I will become the nominated candidate for Port Moody, Coquitlam. So for those workers in Port Moody, Coquitlam, please come out and support, work with me, work with people like Peter Julian, the Member of Parliament for New Westminster Burnaby, others like Kennedy Stewart and Burnaby Douglas, and all of the NDP team. We're going to need your support. This is going to be a huge battle next year. It's going to be a very important battle that we have support for the NDP if we're to form the first social democratic government in the country's history. And that is possible. It'll be possible if we work together. If every Labour worker in this country voted NDP, we would be government in that next election. So we need to work together, brothers and sisters. We need to work as hard as we can, work with Tom Mulcair, work with all of your locals across the country in order to make sure that we have a progressive Canada. We do not want to see the Harper Conservatives continue to erode the public service that we enjoy. So thank you very much for having me come out today, say a few words. We're going to keep fighting on behalf of the Canadian Union and Postal Workers in this riding, because I know this guy has been a champion. As well, shout out to Charisma, who have both been coming out to my office and doing a lot of work to represent your issues. And I just want to give John a big congratulations on his retirement coming up next Tuesday, 40 years of service. We need to treat people like John, yourselves, with the kind of respect that you deserve. And that's exactly. And we can do that as a New Democrat government, so please, let's work together. But first, enjoy today, enjoy your picnic, enjoy your barbecue, and thanks for having me. Oh, and look, there's a green bus that just rolled in. And look at that message, fair is fair. That's right, so let's work together, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Fair is fair, let's work together and save Canada Post. Thank you very much.